in Eden, you said that you're in a committed age gap relationship with your boyfriend who's 32.
Yes.
You are 21, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You tell us your craziest dating story.
So this happened when I was 19. I was dating this doctor in San Francisco, and he was 40 years old. Yeah, pretty crazy.
What kind of doctor?
He was a podiatrist. I don't know.
Foot doctor.
Yeah, foot doctor.
They can get it.
He didn't have a foot fetish though, so.
Oh.
But
I would guess that would be bad if you were a foot doctor and have foot fetish.
But yeah, it was really crazy looking back on it. It was something I got super invested in at the time, just because I was so young and naive. And he kind of it was super intense. We went on like trips to Napa. I mean, he bought me designer gifts, and we were going to concerts and stuff like that. And I don't know, he was just like promising me the world and stuff. And so I, me being 19 and stupid, I was just like, okay, this man loves me because he's saying he does. But yeah, after we had sex though, I got home and I was blocked. But looking back on it, there were a lot of
What?
Wait, hold on. And I have some pre-show notes here, so perhaps I can prompt it. So you're 40, or excuse me, he was 40. He was 40, he's a doctor, you were 19.
Yeah.
He was taking you on expensive dates, bought you luxury gifts. He was fun, intellectual conversations, Christian, good morals, although that seems dubious.
Yeah.
Overall, the perfect package, right? How long were you, you said you guys had sex once and then ghosted?
So
into the mic.
Yeah, so I obviously didn't have sex with him initially, and so this happened over like a span of 3 months.
Okay.
And so I had sex with him like at the end of
3 months.
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
This guy waited 3 months to have sex one time.
Are you sure he wasn't like married or anything like that?
I mean, he lived alone, but I mean, he could have been.
Closer to the mic. Wait, so okay, a couple questions here. How did you meet him?
It was on Tinder, actually.
You met him on Tinder?
Yeah, he just like randomly asked me if I wanted to go to a concert. I was like,
Okay,
sure.
and how many, it was 3 month period of time, but like how frequently would you see him? Once a week, twice a week?
I would say
on
like
average.
every couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks.
Oh, so you only maybe went on, how many times did you see him before you guys
I would
had
say we saw each
knowledge?
other like 5 times.
5 times,
Yeah,
okay.
but I
So
mean,
3
we would-
months, but only
We
hung
would
out
talk
5
every
times.
day, and I mean, he would just
Every
like,
day, really?
constantly.
Like phone calls? He lived in your city?
No, he lived in San Francisco.
And where did you live?
Fresno.
How far, is that like an hour away or?
A couple hours, yeah.
Would you drive to see him?
I would, but he would.
He'd pay for your gas and stuff? Okay.
Can she just put the mic in her lap?
Oh yeah, that might be better. So you would talk every day for like how long, an hour or something?
I mean, just like throughout the whole day, phone calls, everything.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean, it was like super,
Damn, this
super
guy's-
intense. Because he would like talk about
Okay,
how,
so, sorry, go ahead.
he would talk about how, he loved me and like wanted to make plans for the future, and obviously he was just filling my head with whatever I wanted to hear so that I would.
Damn,
give
bro,
in.
this guy. Okay, I got some thoughts on this dude, but so he was doing all these nice things. You had sex, and then you did a complete 360. You got home, and you were blocked.
Right.
Did he communicate with you at all? Like, did he say why? Do you have any suspicions as to why he did this, or?
I mean,
Into the mic.
no, he didn't say anything. I hadn't spoken to him.
Wait, so okay,
since.
you guys. So let's break this down. You're on your 5th date or whatever. You guys had a great whatever date. One thing leads to another. You have sex.
I mean, I drove back.
He kisses you goodbye. Everything's all hunky
Yeah, he was
dory.
like, "I'll see you next time." And then as soon as I got home,
Nothing like after having sex. Nothing's strange or anything.
No, it seemed completely fine.
Everything was good. You go back home. You send him a text and it's like green or some shit.
Yeah.
And you've not heard anything from this guy.
No.
Did you try to call him?
I did. Yeah. Obviously, it didn't go
And you
through.
never got through?
Right. So,
Damn, bro. Holy shit.
I was
there's
pretty
a-
heartbroken,
God damn.
but
Wait, so okay.
I did dodge a bullet though, looking back on it, because there were a lot of red flags. I remember one night he, we were drinking, and he showed me this book that he had actually like on an iPad that he had made, and it was like a collection of all of the women that he's ever been with.
Wait, a book?
Yeah, like
Wait.
Oh my god.
It's like a.
Do you think you're in it now?
Oh, she's.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wait, hold on. When you
Are
say
you page like 330?
He's a serial cake finger dipper.
when he showed you the book, was it names? Was it photos?
Names, like messages between them,
What
and
the fuck?
What a
dating
weirdo.
profile
That's like
pictures. Yeah,
narcissist, sociopath.
it was like insane.
Wait, what are those books called? Where it's like there's
Scrapbook.
a name. Scrapbook.
Yeah,
This guy's fucking scrapbooking. Holy shit.
right.
Wait, so how many girls were in this shit?
I mean,
Into the mic.
I saw at least like 10, but I mean,
How
after he
big
kept
was
showing
this?
me, I was like, I don't want to see this anymore.
Like, how thick was the book? Hold on.
Well, no, it was
Can
like-
you get one of the George R.R. Martin fucking?
No, it was on an iPad, so it
A
was
song
like
of.
electronic.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
I mean, there were chapters, so
It was a Kindle.
There was
Yeah.
chapters?
God damn.
yeah,
what the
he
fuck?
like he would
What?
give feedback on it. Like he would
Oh
like
my
write.
God.
How many
paragraphs.
chapters?
Like a Yelp
Yo.
review.
Honestly, yeah.
Wait, so this guy was telling you he wanted a future, he wanted kids even, or?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you had sex once?
Yeah, and one of the weirdest things, like looking back on it, he was like, "You would look so sexy pregnant," and I'm like, that is just
The fuck?
such a weird thing to say.
I don't even. Wow, that's crazy. Could the sex have been? Was the sex bad?
No comment.
Could there be chapters of just bad people? Nah, that seems weird.
Yeah, it was like out of a
There's
movie, honestly.
chapters of
weird.
people like with just reviews, like Yelp reviews.
Mind
like
you, like
said.
in high school, I never dated or did anything
That's
like
really
that. So I was very
Never.
like naive, and this was kind of like the first experience I had had with a man.
Wait, were you a virgin?
At the time, yeah.
Wait, so that was your first
Oh my
time?
god.
Yeah, that's rough.
So he had the big book of virgins?
Holy
Maybe,
fuck.
I don't know. I
Oh
mean, there
my
were some
God.
older
How old were
women in
you?
there too.
Was his name Tristan Tate?
Yeah.
Was his name Tristan Tate?
That's actually
Holy
crazy.
fuck. Wait, I'm gonna send the asteroid on this one. Holy fuck, bro. This is. Wait, actually, you know what? I'm gonna send the asteroid, but then I'm gonna send the fucking nuke. Hold on.
Oh my god. But yeah, there were like older women.
By the way,
in there
has
too,
anybody
so I
been
don't
watching
know if it was
Fallout
just, like,
on
a
Amazon?
Virgin
What
thing.
is
It's
that?
kind of. It's okay.
Do you think like afterwards
okay.
he would just get like after sex with all these women he'd be like, "Dear diary, today like da 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 da," you know?
Today I
Probably.
took this girl's virginity
But
and
there
then
was
just blocked her on everything and never talked to
there
her
was
again.
like
I don't get
pictures
it,
right?
and like a whole
Bro.
layout of what happened. Like that's
That
just
is-
so.
That sounds
That's
like.
so creepy.
No, it's so sick.
That.
I don't
Wait.
know, man. That
Wait.
sounds like a lot of work.
That sounds like a
Right?
lot
3
of
months. I
work
mean,
to like
that's so much
fuck
time.
once.
Yeah, and throw it away. Like that's
Wait,
very
did
meticulous.
he use a condom?
That's very weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, imagine doing all this shit to fuck a girl once with a condom. Bro, what? Yo.
Something in Brian just want to watch the world burn.
I mean, it was probably
holy
he just wanted to like
fuck.
know that he could
Just take
attain
the
her.
take the V and
Yeah,
the
maybe-
the blood of virgins, like
something-
left, right, and
But
center.
it was more
He
about like
has some
attainability,
weird-
I would
Holy
say.
shit.
Maybe he's like his fetish is taking
Yeah.
girls' virginities, and he just moves on.
And he
to the
has a
next, on to
fucking
the
book about it.
That's
Could've been,
disgusting. That's kind of
Yeah.
And so
Damn,
he's
I'm
40.
podiatrist?
He was 40.
Yeah.
that's demonic.
Never
Dude,
been
I
so
feel
gross.
like this is enough info for. Hold on, never mind. Never mind.
This is
Wait.
kind of making my point though about the bakery. I'm just saying.
Right,
like-
and so I wanted to bring
Yeah,
up-
dude, that's she's ruined. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Ruined is
no,
crazy.
but like,
But like, bro, that's some baggage.
Yeah.
Right? Is that some baggage, or you
Yeah.
chill about it?
I mean, well, I wanted to bring up the point about like age gap relationships because obviously that was a situation where I was taken advantage of. But you know, since meeting my boyfriend now, I've completely like changed my morals, and he like.
Well, you
can't,
so-
wait.
Can you let her finish? She has
Taken
talked
advantage
like 2
of?
times the whole time. Can she just finish?
She was like half his age.
Yeah, I'm asking a question. That's all. Is that okay, Your Majesty?
Well, I'm just
Is it
saying-
okay
no,
for me to
I'm
get some
just-
clarification?
I'm just
Is there
saying,
anything else we can do for you? So
I
anyway,
just- no, I
so
just-
back to this. I was just wondering, for the purposes of clarification, what do you mean taken advantage of?
Well, like I went into it thinking that, you know, we were gonna be together forever, obviously. So
Isn't that kind of fraudulent? Like to be like basically he put on to you that,
no, he totally
Yeah.
like promised me like a
and the
future
whole thing was
everything.
just a big kind of
farce. Yeah.
Yeah, that is being taken advantage of.
So
if
it would have
do
been
that
harder
in
to do to a
business-
40-year-old woman.
If you do
Yeah,
that
but
in
that's
business,
a good
that would
argument
be
against
fraud.
voting rights, isn't it? So anyway, the question.
I have a question.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
if you did it in business,
if
it'd
a
be fraud.
18-year-old is too dumb to make relationship standards, why should she cancel out the 40-year-old vote?
Well
Makes no
done.
sense.
Well, I have a
enough
question.
experience
But-
in
but-
relationships.
But that's
You
the
don't need
argument.
experience to
That's the
vote.
argument
I'll
back.
get
I'm not
you.
saying
I'll
she's
get you.
dumb, but what I am saying is that no, he did come to her. Let's not forget this part of the story with a big book of "I fucked her," and she was like, "Well,
You did say there were
Well-
red flags. You did say there were red
At the
flags.
time, I didn't know that they were red
Because
flags.
you
was
said
like,
he
oh
had-
my
When
God.
you're 19, you don't know what
I was like,
red
oh my
flags
God,
and
that's
green
so
flags are.
crazy.
Bro, you got girlfriends, right?
So,
like that's kind of a
yeah.
red flag.
Well,
Well,
40-something
yeah,
year old
girlfriends
guy
get
could
advice on how to
outsmart a
deal with men.
19-year-old
Yeah.
any day.
Yeah.
Well,
You know.
then why should they cancel out their votes?"
I don't even think this is
Don't
an
go back
age
to
thing.
that.
I have a question.
I don't even think it's an age
Yeah.
thing.
I
I think
think
a
he's just
guy.
a creep.
I think a guy
weirdo.
her age
creep.
would be just as capable of finessing her virginity. Like guys her age do this shit
Yeah,
all the
that's
time too.
But do
They'll
they have like the
promise.
financial means and all that?
They
to
don't need
cash
'em then.
shoes
It would have been
and
harder
the
for
last-
them
Yeah,
to
but you
do
could
it.
argue.
They just go at it a different way.
Men can
Yeah.
be more skilled as they get older. If that's what they want to
Definitely.
do, they've picked up a lot of tricks along the way.
But there's plenty of 19, 20, 21-year-old fuckboys who are
yeah.
like hyper attractive.
sure.
I'm assuming this 40-year-old guy, despite his status and finances, I mean, probably guys your age are more physically attractive. Would you
He was
agree?
very attractive.
Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah, he.
all right. Well, okay.
Okay, so
I'm debunked.
So he's a hot podiatrist with
He's
the
a
big
hot
books. I humped her, and you were
huge
just
peen.
like, "Okay,
Had
we're
a
doing
huge
this."
peen.
Yeah.
So this was kind of like your first encounter with a man, and he happened
Yeah,
to be 40,
literally.
and he was 40 years old, and the age gap between that. So do you think that made you put up a wall for your next relationship? I know that you're in an age gap relationship now, but
Definitely.
did you, kind of step back and think to yourself like, oh, a 40-year-old, my last relationship, he was 40 and it was age gap and this happened. Like, did you have like, I don't know, kind of walls up to get into a new age gap relationship?
100%. When my boyfriend first, when he and I first started dating, he was like obviously trying to, he was telling me that he wanted a relationship with me, and I was like very against that. And I really made him like prove himself to me. So.
Huh. Interesting.
But yeah, I think that some of the positives from like an age gap relationship is that they can kind of guide you to making better decisions and like
Based.
life choices. And
Based.
so I think that I take that with me in this new experience.
Really quick, going around the table, your thoughts on age gap relationships, for, against, neutral. What's the oldest guy you date, I guess?
It's gonna be the ick.
I'm gonna say against.
Yeah.
You're against?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't date like
I just
a 39-year-old like far-right extremist Christian nationalist?
No.
Sorry, 40? Is it 40?
40.
40, my bad. You wouldn't date? Okay, just, sorry, Andrew.
in my experience though, like with dating, or not dating, but like talking to younger guys, it's like they were only after one thing. And so obviously he was too, but I mean,
Yeah.
they never even like mentioned like wanting a relationship or anything like that.
Sure.
So I didn't know any better.
I've never experienced it myself, but I don't think that I'm for it. Sorry.
What's the oldest guy you date for you two? I don't know if you answered, but
At 19.
into the mic, please, quick.
Probably 28. I'd say no more than 10 years.
Okay. That's pretty decent.
I'm
Decent.
20, and honestly, I probably wouldn't go older than my brother, and he's 23. So I know that's like not a very.
Okay.
My parents are 5 years apart, and I know a lot of other people, but
I'd probably say like maybe like 10 or so years, so probably like 38 or something.
Yeah, I kind of have this theory, and maybe it's just like I don't know. But basically, I have this theory that if I'm always like younger than the guy I'm with, then I'll always be young and beautiful to him.
I'm for it. I would say 10 years, but also as you get older, then you can have a larger and larger age gap possibly.
Right.
I'm for it as long as the man going into it has honorable intentions.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not against age gap relationships.
Well, you're not against it. Andrew?
Or the woman. I mean, we could have a situation where there's a woman with...
There's nothing...
But whoever's the older party...
I still
should
have not
honorable
heard a good
intentions.
argument yet
I mean, it's not like
for the age gap relationship being problematic. If you consider women at 18, 19 to be adults, what could your argument possibly be from this adult dating another adult? I would love to know. Other than, it gives me the ick.
First of all, I never said that. Don't put
I
words
didn't
in
say
my
you
mouth.
did. I said other than that, because that's where it's going to go, I promise.
That's not what I was going to say. I haven't
Okay,
really
go
said
ahead.
anything in that nature
Because
yet.
you can take advantage of her. Go ahead.
Well, no, I just think you've experienced so much less of life. Like, isn't it pretty obvious that you wouldn't know as many things?
Yeah,
you
but so
haven't
what?
been with
Do you
as many
think-
partners. You
but
get
do you
that
think-
time
Why is
to
that?
learn.
Why?
Do you think
how
men want
in the
that?
world could you tie that into it being bad?
Because you're just not at the same place in life.
And is bad, do you mean immoral?
No, I wasn't saying it was
So
immoral.
it's not immoral.
I never said it was, but I think it
So it
can
just
be.
gives you the ick.
No, I was
fair
I was saying you're at different places in
sorry.
your life, so you're going to be fundamentally incompatible.
If a person takes advantage of another person, is it immoral?
Yes.
Okay, so then if your argument is there's a potential here for a person to take advantage of you, but they may not, and you have no moral argument for it, then what could your objection possibly be other than yuck?
I just told you, because you're at different stages of your life and one
Yes.
person has learned less, they're more likely to be able to take advantage of you.
Right, that's what I literally just said you would argue. So I literally just said the only argument that you could possibly have is that there's a potential. However, there's a potential for somebody your same age to take advantage of you
Yeah,
too.
that's true.
So what?
I never said I was
what could-
against age gap
so
relation- I
you
literally
did.
said they
You
were
said
chill.
only 10 years. Why not 12? Why not 13?
I think we all said like 10 years.
The ick. Go on, just
Well,
say the
didn't
ick.
you say yourself that it's unattractive for
And
men
I'm
to
not-
be
why
with
are you asking me? I'm
infertile-looking
asking
women?
you. What, is it
I'm
just
sure
because
that
the
men's
ick?
seed is getting worse as they're getting older,
Wait,
unfortunately.
Andrew, can I ask you a question?
Is it just the ick?
No, it's because I have biological receptors in my brain that can sense a man's fertility, and it's going down.
Would that still be the ick? So that would still be the ick if you're not making a moral
The
argument.
ick is whatever you define it as. This could be the ick if you want it to be the ick. You see this cup?
Yeah,
could
what-
be the ick.
It could be the ick, and inside that cup would be your logical arguments. Can you want to take a drink? Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god.
Now get up and bow
chug,
to the camera.
chug.
Anyway, what
Andrew
was
was the one with the beer. My question is, but like, and maybe I'm just misunderstanding a little bit. I don't think you object to her having a preference to date someone younger, right? That's
No,
just
I just want to know if
point of
there's an actual
clarification.
argument that you can come up with which is moral
Wait,
for
she
why
said
you
that
think
maybe
it's
It's a moral
immoral.
argument. One person has more life experience.
You just said it wasn't immoral 5 seconds ago.
I feel like
Can you?
Okay.
Do you want to
I'm
reconcile
saying-
this
I'm
at some
saying
point?
it's not immoral
Take another drink of
unless-
your logical cup there. Go ahead.
Who said it's a cup? It's actually an ick.
Well, then take a drink of your ick.
What I was saying is that it's immoral if they do it, but you were preventing me from saying that like it's immoral altogether because it's only a possibility. It's not guaranteed.
So then it's not immoral.
It's possibly immoral. There
Everything
you go. We
is-
just found it out.
So everything is possibly immoral from your standard.
Yeah, so is premarital sex possibly immoral.
Possibly
to your
immoral.
standard, it's
Yeah, I
fully
didn't
immoral,
ask you
but
about
it depends
the
on the person.
possibility of it being immoral. Rather, I asked you if it is immoral.
For shizzle.
It's
Go ahead,
not.
just say
It's not
no.
fundamentally immoral
Right.
to date someone a different age than you.
Right. That's my whole point. The only objection you would have to it then would be that you have a preference against it.
No, I would say that
Assuming they're
you're
at
at
the
different
legal
stages
age
of
of
life
adulthood,
life
obviously.
development. Your
Mm-hmm.
brain is less developed before you're 25, scientifically.
First of all, that's not true. But second of all, yes, it's not true.
It is true. Your
Nope.
brain fully
You're
develops
taking
at
2
25.
studies, which are taken out of context. But here's the counter argument to that as well. Past 25, it begins to degrade. Yeah, that's right. That prefrontal cortex begins to degrade after 25. So if you were 40, wouldn't you have a more degraded prefrontal cortex? And so by this logic, wouldn't a man then at 40 also be right around the same maturity as a 20, 25-year-old
Your
girl?
argument's wrong because we haven't calculated the rate of degradation as compared to the rate
Actually,
before
we
the
have
full development.
calculated
You don't
the
have
rate
the
of
stats for me
degradation.
right in front of us.
So, okay, wait a
Tell me
second.
the number,
Do you
tell me
have
the
a
number,
study?
tell me the number, tell
Give
me the
me a
number, tell me
study
the number.
showing me that it's 25 at all. What's it called? By who? Since you want to be hyper specific,
Okay,
what's
I
it
don't,
called?
but I'm
You
just
don't.
using
You don't
the
know
same
shit.
argument that
You're
you've used
just-
on me over and over
you're
again.
just
I don't know shit
talking.
because I'm 19 and
I
you're
know
like
you
40.
don't. Yes,
oh,
I
I
do.
wonder.
So it's my fault that you're stupid because you're 19?
It's not your fault.
No,
I'm just
I know
stupid.
it's not.
I'm just
Thank
19.
you. It's not my fault.
Yeah, but theoretically, if there was a 40-year-old
I'm only
out
19.
there,
Schrodinger's feminist. I'm a badass, empowered woman, but at the same time, I'm a victim of the evil patriarchy.
Is there any limit though to the age gap? Like, would you say that like?
I mean,
a
I would get
60-year-old
pretty
woman should date a
grossed
20-year-old
out.
man?
I would get pretty
I
grossed
want to
out.
make it clear though that I don't have a preference.
We're talking about adult
older men.
relationships here. We're talking about.
Well,
Yeah,
we are talking
adults
about. I'm
can-
talking about like a
No. I don't even want to entertain. I don't
She
even
said
want to.
60 and 20.
60
And
a
20.
60-year-old
sorry.
lady
I
and
thought
a
she said
20.
16.
No, I'm saying a 60-year-old lady
Yeah,
trying to date a 20-something-year-old guy.
that's fine.
Wait, what's
if
the
he's
age?
with
Yeah, I can't think of
That's
a
fine.
moral argument against it.
Right, but it's ick, right? Like you would
Yeah,
find
I
it
would
kind
be
of
grossed
ick.
out by it. Sure.
Right, but it's not like
I
it's
don't-
not immoral as in no.
Yeah, I
there's
would
no,
never
like,
say that there's a
minor
problem
anything,
with it.
you know.
Okay, wait. A couple more, last few things on your thing, and then we're gonna wrap up the show. You said some red flags. You mentioned there was the book, right?
Right.
You had the scrapbook with all the other girls he had carnal knowledge of. Did you get the impression that he like dated those women long term, or like was there any inkling as to this guy was just like running through chicks, or
Well,
what?
I thought that at the time I thought that they were like girlfriends that he had for like a long time, and so that's why he was kind of like holding on to memories. Maybe that's what I told
Did
myself.
he show you photos of these girls?
Yeah.
Were there photos in the scrapbook? Were they mostly younger women?
No, there was
crazy.
like there were
There's
older women.
Older
yeah.
women, some grandmas in there. Okay.
I mean, like
Now you and Faith over here are friends.
Right.
Apparently, Faith, you actually met this man, correct?
Yeah, I did.
You went to a concert. You met him one time?
Yes. Right? Yeah, just
You
once.
guys went
Yeah,
to a
just
concert
once.
together, and the whole time he was being really nice. But then once the concert was over, he got super quiet on the drive home, and he flipped out on you about he didn't want to drive home and how we had been terrible to put up with the whole night. So he was just being weirdo in the car?
Yeah.
yeah, but he was like very, very angry, like yelling, screaming.
Yeah.
I don't know. Were you guys being
Tell-
obnoxious?
No,
No,
no.
not
Like
at all.
I was like so like shy. Like I was just
But I
excited to
think
like see.
They don't seem that
So-
obnoxious.
Yeah, I don't get that impression.
So he brought a friend.
Were you guys liquored up or no?
No.
Okay. He brought a male friend.
Yeah, and he had kind of
Foot
been
doctor.
Huh?
Was it the foot doctor too?
Like, I don't.
No. Gynecologist.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe. But he was kind of like, I interpreted it as he was like hitting on you the entire night, and so I think that maybe he might have been upset that.
Yeah.
That what?
Because I had a boyfriend at the time too.
Yeah.
Oh.
So obviously, like.
So, yeah. I mean, his friend was
Oh.
actually very, very polite, very shy. So I didn't really like say anything because I was like, okay, you know, I have a boyfriend, and this guy isn't like addressing me or anything. So I'm not like deliberately ignoring him or giving him the cold shoulder or trying to
I
be
think
rude.
that was his intention with it, though. Like.
Yeah.
You said this guy was creepy? He was like creepy or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
His friend was
As
like
most
all right.
And he
40-year-old men
freaked
are.
out.
Yeah.
Well, so like your impression though after having met him, was that the third date, second date? What date was that?
Probably like third.
Third. I
Yeah.
mean, did you get any bad vibes from
Yes.
the guy?
Yeah, he
Not
was
not the friend, the
No, the guy, the guy that she was
Guy in question.
seeing. Yes, awful, just so rude, so snappy. Like his mood would change in a second. Just like total emotional like whirlwind. He didn't want to have to, even though he said that he would drive me home, and he offered. I was like, oh no, I can have my boyfriend come pick me up or whatever. He was like, no, I want to drive you home. Then afterward, all of a sudden, when he was all wigging out, he was like, why don't I just like leave you right here on like the San Francisco State Bridge, and then your
Yeah.
boyfriend
Damn.
can come get you. And I was like, and it was like 1 a.m. or something, or 12 at night. And I was just like, I have barely said anything. I've been like so nice and like like polite. Like, I don't know what your deal is, but when I saw that mood switch and how like obnoxious and snappy he was getting with me, I was like, oh, he obviously doesn't have respect for her, because if he had respect for her, and I'm very self-aware, I genuinely like was not being obnoxious or anything, and he can just flip on her like closest friend like that and doesn't care about her friend's opinion at all, that gives me a really, really bad read.
So after this experience, did you advise your friend?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, this guy's bad news, or?
But at the end of the day, like I can advise, but at the end of the day, it's her business, her life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said, lastly, he took advantage of you because you're young, inexperienced, and in your words, not mine, pretty stupid. I don't think you're stupid.
No.
This is a pretty crazy scenario here. I don't know if there's any other details you want to share about this.
No, I just want to make it clear that like, even though my age gapped relationship has worked out, I don't.
Nick, we can't see her. No, it's not your fault.
That's not like typically like what I go for or anything like that. It's just the younger men I have like talked to throughout my life, all that they were after was sex. And so I feel like older men have been the only people that have like taken me seriously in that regard.
So you're saying younger men, they only want one thing?
In my experience, yes.
I could see that.
You've had experience with that, Renee?
Yeah, I'd say especially like
the frat boys.
You guys aren't from here, but in Isla Vista, it's definitely a big culture.
Oh yeah. I have a couple friends who go to UCSB. Yeah.
It's like, well, I was using dating apps a lot at the time, and so it's rare that you even will find a guy that like is willing to take you on a date. He's just like, do you want to meet at my place?
Come over. Yeah.
Seriously.
I do want to say one thing though, because I hear this fairly frequently from a lot of women. All men, they only want one thing. All men want is pussy. I have a quote from the late and great Patrice O'Neill. I think he said something along the lines of, "Pussy is not all I want, unless that's all you got."
Wild.
Poignant.
That's not my position. Yo, wheelchair Cathlete, thank you for the gift of 20 memberships. I think it goes something like, "Pussy's not the only thing I want unless..." Well, okay, whatever.
I would like to think I have a lot to offer.
We can't... Okay. No, it's just we didn't see you when you said that. So.
Oh, okay.
You have a lot to offer?
I would like to think so.
What?
I mean, I have like a career going for myself, and
Do you think men care about that?
I think that men want a woman that's driven.
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm not saying that you don't bring other things besides that, but I think one thing that sometimes women will do is they'll think about what they desire in a partner and make the false assumption that men desire those same exact traits that they find attractive in men. Okay. And so when it comes to your ambition, your success, your money, your career achievement, your educational achievement, I'm not saying that that's bad. If you want to pursue that, fantastic. But in terms of making yourself more appealing, it doesn't make you more attractive to men in the same way that a man who's, for example, has some sort of status or money or reputation when it comes to his career.
That's universal.
I wasn't saying that I think it makes me more attractive. I was just saying I have more to offer than just my body.
I think that everybody has something to offer. It's just in the other person to see the value.
Well, okay,
there are broke boys out there. There are broke boys out there who want a mother to provide.
Well, the first thing you went to was, well, I think you said what? You're ambitious, your career or something?
Right, and then also
I mean, I hate to break it to you, men don't give a fuck, generally speaking.
Okay. But also, I feel like there are other things, like in a traditional relationship, that the woman can bring to the table, like being nurturing, being a mother figure, things like that, stroking your man's ego. I think that is also something that, in today's age, is kind of rare to find with the modern woman.
And I'm just pushing back against this because, I mean, there's a biological basis for this, but just this is sort of a lie that feminists teach is like, yeah, men are really preoccupied with your educational achievement, your degrees, your money, your career achievement. Men, it's good. Look, if you have that stuff, it's good. But in terms of dating, it's not an attraction trigger.
So you would want to be with a woman who's like a high school dropout?
Why would that be a deal breaker?
Because I don't know. Like,
let's just say somebody that doesn't have any goals.
Why would that be? But
Okay.
I mean, honestly, why would that be? If she met the
wouldn't.
criteria,
because you don't care about the brains of your females. You guys just want subservient
if-
women.
That just proves his point that men don't care.
What I don't understand is her being a high school dropout mean that she's instantly going to not have a brain because
Okay,
you're going to
no.
college and you're dumb as fuck.
Oh, roasted.
So I don't know why you would bring that up.
I don't think
So I'm just asking, like
Renee's
honestly,
not
how would
dumb.
that be a
I don't
disqualifier?
think she's dumb.
she's not dumb.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
I don't think Renee's
I think
dumb.
though that as a
Yeah, you're not
mother
dumb.
Sorry.
to a child, it's important to be educated so that you can.
I'll actually engage you on this question though. So for example, I'm 34. I'll date and I'm fairly successful. I will date a girl who works at Chick-fil-A. Don't give a fuck. She could. Most women graduate high school, so I mean, I'll just say she's a college dropout. Don't care. I'll date a girl who works at Chick-fil-A.
Aren't you bothered by her lack of like work ethic to continue trying in
ethic.
college?
I mean, that's just proving
Saying
his point that
Chick-fil-A
men
people
don't
probably
mind
sleep.
No,
whether
he's
you have a
probably
career
happy
or
that she works at
anything.
Chick-fil-A so she can bring him home
I
like
think
free
that
food
also-
and everything, you know?
I think that also goes into the type of man that I'm wanting. You know, a high value man. I think.
You
they-
think a high value? Here's what's funny. You want a high value man? So do you want a guy who's got status or wealth?
Not necessarily wealth, but just has something going for himself.
Well, okay. My argument here would be, the more successful a guy becomes, the more status he gets, the more money he gets, the less he cares
Right,
about
but those-
your money.
Right, but those type of men want to be able to have an intellectual conversation.
No,
with a
not
woman.
really. But okay,
my
so hold on.
Well, it
Let me.
is- no.
Like, have a good girlfriend.
Well, here's the thing. I think that maybe don't speak for all men because there are exceptions to the rule on that. Like,
Sure.
For
Of
example,
course.
my husband, he needs intellectual discussion and conversation. He's a philosopher. Like he has to have that. Like And so one of the things he valued with me was he could have those type of discussions and conversations with me, and it wasn't only just a looks thing. Like he valued being able to have those discussions.
Right,
Sure.
and
Look,
my
there's
dad
guys-
is, my dad is
and real
literally the same way.
intimacy
He
and
said
real
he needs to have a
connection.
woman around
There's
who's
men out there
intellectual. He can't
who-
trust a woman who's dumb
I'm-
to
but-
raise his children.
Right, and also my man wants a woman that's going to get him out of bed in the morning and push him to keep doing things and succeeding.
That has nothing to do with your academic or career
Yeah, it does. 'Cause
achievement. No.
You have to get up out of bed in the morning to do stuff. Like you think the Chick-fil-A worker
That
who's going in
requires
at
a
4 is going to
college
be like, get up for
education?
your 6
I
a.m.
think
shift, sweetie. Here's
more
your coffee. Like,
the
no,
academic
she's going to be
thing
laying
was
in
just an
bed.
example of what I was saying. I think.
Well, no, you're
Why?
making some
Somebody
Why would
that's
she
really-
be laying in bed?
Actually,
I don't
What?
know.
Andrew,
Okay,
I
maybe
would
I'm making
actually, I would
assumptions.
actually argue. I think you're looking down upon fast food workers.
Yeah.
These people work incredibly fucking
Okay,
hard.
okay.
They're on their
There's a
feet
lot of fast
for
food
8,
workers
9,
with
10 hours a
families that
day.
they
They're
provide.
showing up
Yeah.
on time every single day.
No hate, but
and
I mean,
fucking working
it-
hard.
I'm assuming-
You think I actually
you
would
have the
rather? I
privilege
think
to not
the
have to do
women
that.
who work at a fast food restaurant have learned more valuable life lessons than some pampered fucking college chick. For sure, who a lot of these college chicks, their daddy, whatever, their parents pay for everything. They've never even really worked a job. Yeah, I'll take the girl who's actually worked in a fast food environment over the girl who's never worked, who's gotten a college education.
I take that, and I respect fast
Checkmate.
food
What's
workers.
up?
No, but my point was, I was assuming like this is someone who's like your age and working at Chick-fil-A, and she's planning on working at Chick-fil-A for like the rest of her life.
Well, I
like
think
that's kind of crazy.
No,
to
I
me.
think what
Why?
a lot of
Because she
the
doesn't
a lot
want
of the
anything
men
else?
they
But
don't
what if she likes Chick-fil-A?
listen. They don't
She wants
care
to be
about
the
the woman's
manager
career as much
and own a
because they're
Chick-fil-A.
thinking more along the lines of they would prefer their wives to be wives and mothers of children. And I think a lot of men that actually have the ability to, they prefer for their women to be able to stay at home and raise children.
I mean,
Yeah,
you have to take into account though also his age. I mean, he's obviously way more experienced than I am, and so he's had that where, they maybe weren't as driven, and so, he's told me firsthand that this is something that he wants.
for you to be driven?
For his partner to be.
But you're dating him, right? So are you saying he sees that in you?
He's talking about, when we were first dating, we went over what we want in a partner.
But okay, hold on. Now you have to look at men's motivation, and the reality is that.
I mean, he still tells me that to this day, though.
Well, right. Okay. Men, look, there are some men who I suppose genuinely will care about your career or whatever, educational achievement, whatever. You also have to understand, if you care about that, and the guy's like, I don't give a fuck about it, you're probably going to be like, I don't want to date this guy. So a lot of men are going to play the game. Like, let me be honest, ladies. Do men lie to get pussy?
All the time. Yeah.
Would it be in a man's best interest to be like, Renee, I fucking love that you're going after your diploma. You're so smart, and I'm impressed. I think it's sexy. I think it's so sexy that you're going after this, and I want to support you. And I'm not doing a great job at this, but bro, they're gonna that's what guys do. And they're gonna gas you up, and they're gonna tell you shit like that. But deep down, I would argue most men prioritize. It's very low on the totem pole. Most men are gonna prioritize other things in terms of what they find attractive in women.
Like what?
Well, men want support. So
someone to cook for them.
Looks,
I'm gonna be so
sandwiches. Unlimited
Looks,
sandwiches and beverages.
being submissive, bringing a man peace, not being quarrelsome,
Making his food.
I will say
basic
like
stuff.
when
Very simple.
being a simp.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time,
Being
she's
a simp.
19, so the men that she's interacted with are very different than
Wait,
the
what's
men.
that?
That was just an example.
Like, she's 19, so the men that she's interacted with and had relationships with or whatever is very different from
Yeah, it's
men
not
that
like
you
they
may
Hold on.
decide
interact with
already.
Hold
like,
on.
If I
But
have
the
a job,
men
that's
her
about
age
it.
care even less about it.
No,
Yeah.
that's cap. That's cap. Because some of them are
Bro,
they're gonna
you
grow
think-
up poor.
You think
They're not grow
hold
up
on,
poor.
bro.
They're not gonna be able to get a good job.
You think frat boys or fucking party fuck boys in Isla Vista give a fuck about what you're doing with your? You think they care if you're a bio major
No,
versus a comm major?
no.
They don't give a fuck.
Well,
I'm
it
sorry.
might be that some of the guys that are not high earners do see
That's what
value
I'm saying.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna ask
In a
how many of them
woman.
can
But
afford
are
maybe
you
they can,
attracted?
financially
Are you
use her or
attracted to those
something.
men? Is the question.
To non-high earners.
Well, yeah.
Unfortunately,
if a guy's
in the past.
Maybe he's cute.
But you're 19, right? You're in college. Your earning potential is so delayed that it's even irrelevant now. What these
they
19
still think about it. We definitely still talk
really
about
the
it.
20-year-old guys are
Oh,
like
yeah.
5 years down the road she's going to be providing for me. Like really? Like most of these dudes are temporary. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
Most of these
I will-
college relationships are fucking.
I
couple
will say
months.
that, my husband frequently talks to me being like, when are you going to be done with your bachelor's? When are you going to be done with your bachelor's? I'm so tired of watching you get stressed. I just want you to stay home all day and do what you love, cook, hang out, hang out with the cat. Like he genuinely, and he was so much more excited when I got my job at the grocery store than he was when I brought home my 4 point whatever GPA for the whateverth time this last semester. And honestly, like, if you really want to just be able to hook a guy, like, be good at making food. I promise you, my husband's an EMT when he's working his
But
doubles
he's only
and
20.
everything.
He can't be interested in that.
Oh no, I make a mean pasta.
I was good at
loves it.
cooking and I still got cheated on.
Also
so.
on the whole like high value thing. So the more money a guy makes, the less he's going to care about your money. Because Millie, you made a good point. Well, there is an economic reality here that for most households, it's gonna have to be a two income household to support a family. That's just the economic reality of today. So, the average man, it might be more part of the calculus, but the reality is, like, that average man, when it comes to the optimum in terms of what he finds attractive in women, there might be economic realities, but in terms of strictly dating and what men find attractive, like, it's really not like if he has to pick between like the girl who's got a better personality and more physically attractive, but she's not. Here's two scenarios. She's 30 years old. she's an attorney. She's a bit disagreeable because she's an attorney, but she makes really good money, versus dating a 22-year-old who works at Chick-fil-A and she's 1, 2, 3 points more attractive than the attorney chick. Most guys, even if he's not a high earner, want that Chick-fil-A chick. For
I mean,
shizzle.
why can't you have both though?
What
Because
you mean, like
raise the kids?
Huh?
What do you mean?
If you
both?
have, if you're as
Like-
ambitious to go after a career, and if you're saying like he's high value,
Well, I mean,
who would raise your kids?
Yeah.
I would, but I mean, we want kids further down the line. I
Yeah.
don't plan on having children until I'm at least 35.
So then, well, you would have
35?
you would have a geriatric pregnancy, and that would not be like the best
I
situation.
could freeze my eggs.
No need to hate. My mom had me at 42.
I mean,
But
I
that's
would rather have
suboptimal,
Your mom's
right?
a legend.
I would
Yeah.
rather.
I was a
be in
C-section.
I would
My mom
rather
had
be in
me
a
at
position
And all you
where
do
I
is
have
walk
to
around
be
talking about how you want to
alive.
unalive yourself. So.
Yeah, all that work. God, how dare I?
I would rather be in a position where I could comfortably provide for my child and not have to rely on my man to carry the weight. You know, I mean,
But what if he would want to?
Yeah.
What if he leaves?
right, exactly.
What if he cheats
So
on you?
if he leaves and you guys are married, she would be in a position where she would actually be supported through alimony and through child support.
Yeah, sometimes they don't pay
Yeah,
child
that
support.
doesn't always work out.
Yeah, I think
Well,
that
courts are
I think
pretty-
that there's a valid thing here. Like, I think a lot of the reason why you see so many women adamant about having careers is the fear that what if the man leaves? They don't want to be on
After they
welfare.
divorce
They
him?
don't want to. No.
Who
like,
initiate most
she-
of divorces, though?
Okay, but I'm saying a lot
What
of
if he
women
cheats on you?
think about
They
what if
initiate
they
divorces
cheat?
because the
What
men
if
treat
they
them
leave?
worse.
What if
No.
they're abusive? What
That's
if
not
they're,
what they're
you know-
reporting.
But those aren't the figures that represent the majority of divorces. Most women aren't divorcing their
Irreconcilable differences.
Yeah, it's because and
Not
I
because
was
of cheating.
Where
a
the
lot
figures?
of women.
Where are the figures?
You can
Let me
find
see
them on
them.
Pew Research. In
just
fact,
think
Ryan
it's-
can pull them up.
Thanks.
I just think it's smart to have a backup plan.
That's crazy.
But couldn't
Yeah.
you also have a backup plan? Like, let's say you had kids younger. Couldn't you also go into the job market once your kids are older? And you'd still be
Yeah,
able
but
to
I'll be
provide
burnt
them?
out by then. I won't have the energy that I
You
do
should.
now.
You just.
You won't have the
Yeah,
energy
did
to
you
have
get
kids.
35?
I just, as some fatherly advice here, I think 35 is a bit, maybe like mid to late 20s is when you should start pumping them out.
At least 30, 32 maybe.
I regret
just-
having kids
how many-
as old as I did.
How many kids do you want?
At most 2. But I mean, every person that I've talked to that has had kids in their 20s says that they wish that they would have waited.
I
wish
had
the
kids in my
opposite.
20s, and
I
it was
wish I
great.
would have had kids
Yeah.
younger because I would have been able to have more. And now right now I would love to have another kid, but I feel like that would be more selfish for me because I would be potentially now compromising the viability of my child.
The other
fair.
value to it is that when they're old enough and move out, you're still fairly young. Like you're still fairly young enough to chase after your grandkids and do all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, my parents had me when they were 40, and they're still.
Yeah, you can have kids when you're older. Guys, it is getting late. I do have to wrap things up here. Let me read these chats and then we're